Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fly the fly-by-wire A320Neo and how to install Vatsim, VatSpy, and vPilot. I should probably explain what Vatsim, vPilot, and VatSpy are. First off, if you clicked on this video, you will know what Vatsim is. Vatsim is the online ATC extension for Microsoft Flight Sim. VatSpy is a tool to see where all the controllers are online, and vPilot is the server that you be going into to connect to Flight Sim. I'll be adding different cuts in the video, so if you don't want to learn how to fly the fly-by-wire A320, you can just skip right towards the Vatsim stuff. So this is the A320Neo fly-by-wire. It's a pretty similar cockpit to the regular vanilla A320. And if you want to install this, link in the description. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just need to click on the installer, install the installer, install the A320Neo, and it's already in your game. You don't need to do anything special with extra steps. So when you're in the cockpit, you're going to be brought up with all these funky controls, and normally people get scared off by the checklist, which is unbelievably complicated, especially the cockpit preparations. So we're going to be skipping most of the checklist, but the A320 will still be operable. So head up to the top and turn on both battery switches and turn on the external power. Now, what I like about this, it makes those really nice ASMR noises. That's why I like this fly-by-wire. Turn on cruise supply, and then turn on no smoking, and then emergency exit. Alright, so next we're gonna on the master switch for the APU and then the APU starter. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna start up the APU, and it's gonna say available, and then we'll click on the APU. You turn off the external power and the fuel pumps. So next we need to turn up to these three knobs up here and turn them all to nav mode. And what this will do is just make this display available. Not this display yet, we'll get there. Alright, so next you're gonna head over to the flypad. And what this is, it's just a little iPad you can use for fly-by-wire. It's actually the neatest thing I've ever seen and used. So if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what SimBrief is, or SimBrief, it's a little website that you can use to create flight plans and IFR, VFR. It's pretty neaty. So we're just gonna do a simple flight today, nothing too special. So I'm at Denver right now. This is my last flight. I was going from Philadelphia to Boston, and click on it. Import will just bring up your next one that you just loaded. Now, how to connect your little SimBrief account? Just go to settings, and then go to @2 AOC, and there you go. SimBrief username pilot ID. Just put it in, and yeah, you're all set. Normally, I just put in my ID because username didn't really work for me, but whatever. Here's just a quick walkthrough of the flypad. So this batch is basically all the information you need to put into your flight management computer. And the ground it's pretty much better than this ATC, where you have to contact all this stuff, which frequencies. It's a whole annoying process. So a couple things here. We got the baggage truck, and this will open cargo, and then ground power unit. You don't know what those, and doors. This is pretty cool. It opens the doors. Yeah, and then you can connect the JetBridge with that. And my JetBridges look a bit different. It's not because of the fly-by-wire stuff. It's because I just got a mod. And cancel that out. Basically, all these things just do what the regular ATC does. And for fuel, it used to be in dispatch, but it's not anymore. It's in the ground stuff. It's gonna be here, and then you can just put in your block fuel, and you're pretty much all set to go. You can do instant. We'll just make it go to instant, like 1, 2, 3. There it is. And then real, if you wanna this, it's just gonna take a long time. And same with fast, but I like to do instant because it's fast and reliable. Now for pushback, it's a pretty nice chart. You don't never have to worry about going at the wrong angle when getting onto the taxiway. Now you just turn on pushback system and call the tug over. You can change the speed and direction if you want to go this way or you want to go faster or slower. That's pretty much how you do it. Alright, so now just performance, navigation, and there's a bunch of other, like a whole checklist resets. Yeah, get the point. Now since we kind of operated the whole thing, I'm just the little flight pad. Oh, got coffee too. We can look over down to the FMC. Now, normally you go into ATSU on the MCDU menu, and then go into the AOC menu and go to your weight fuel block thingy. It would normally be right here, but it's gone for me, so I don't know where it went, but no worries right now. So I'm gonna load in a new SimBrief flight plan. Alright, so going into SimBrief, link in the description. If you want to know how to use SimBrief, I have a link in the description for a video I posted around a year ago. And just go to the new flight, and then go to over here and type in where you want to go. Let's just do something really simple. Let's do, and for aircraft type, we're going to go down to the A320Neo, and then for default, we're going to switch it to fly-by-wire. And this is the flight I like to do. It's really simple, pretty easy, only 2 hours, kind of enough time to figure out all the controls. So now that we have done that, we just go in here and we can import it. And wow, there we go. Really fast. You don't have to do anything. Simple. So now, instead of going on the scratch pad and typing in all the annoying little buttons, like trying to find the D and then trying to find the K, it's really, really annoying. Instead, you can just do this, and there we go. We have all our information already, and I have no idea why our flight number. Yeah, there we go. So we can just go click on this little arrow right here, and now we're on the fuel prep. And we can just press this, and press it again. And, block. So how to get the block field? We just go over to the dispatch, and then we go here, left click, hold left click to scroll, and our block field today is 6813. Now you can't put that massive number or slightly massive number into here because it just doesn't work. So we're gonna do some math instead. So it's gonna be 68.1. Clear this, and this is our just rounding. Just do some simple rounding. It's really easy. Next, go to your performance page, and for this, the flaps we're going to be using for takeoff is 1, and our flex temp will be 65. You use 65 or 64, it doesn't really matter. Just keep it like this, the same number wherever you go. And then for this one, we just, now this is the speed we're taking off at. Now, we're not going to take off at 140, 150, 160. We're taking off at 177. And then you can just press in all these. And just slightly go up to 250 knots, which is our cruising speed. Now, normally I would do 270 knots, but I keep getting overspeed whenever I do that, so I always just go down to 250. Alright, so now since we're good with this, we're good with our initialize. And now we will head over to the flight plan. Now, what I like to do is, look at here, go down to about here. So our rounding is going to be 17 left. We're going to put in 17 left on our departure. Go down, and there we go, 17 left. Now we're going to look at our standardized instrument departure, and that is going to be EON S8. ES8. And there we go, almost missed it. Now we have no transition, which is okay. And pretty much that's it. And then go to our destination or arrival and type in the same thing. 27 center. That is gonna be right here. And our star is gonna be FYTTE7. So we're gonna look for that. And there it is. No transition, but that's okay. Insert and no BIOS. We're skipping that. Now, the problem is that sometimes you're gonna get something really annoying. I'm gonna make sure we don't have it. So we're having something called a flight plan discontinuity. Now what this is, it basically just cuts it off and we won't be able to get to this waypoint. So to fix this, we can just click on clear in here and it's gone. And we'll look for another one. And there is another one, but see, right here is a manual. And what happens when we try it? Oh, I just got rid of it. Uh-oh. Alright, so to get rid of that, if you try to clear the flight plan discontinuity right below the manual, it wouldn't work. It would just say access like denied or something. So just get rid of the manual and then discontinuity. And then now all of our waypoints are set, and just confirm one more time. You're good to go. So now our display right here is all cleared and means that we can look at it. So what I like to do, and what is pretty much mandatory, is go into the plan mode right here, and now let's go up to 20 miles, and then now by pressing the up arrow, which is down on the Airbus, and up and down arrow is the up arrow. It's really confusing. You just gotta get used to it. Just type this in. Now we can see our flight plan. Make sure it's all nice and great. And this is going to be our approach right on, what does that say, Jimbo. And then we're going on 27 center. So, yep, that is our flight plan. Now, since our takeoff speed is going to be, we can just go to performance 177. We can put that into the MCDU, or I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, or you know, the autopilot section. Just click down, and since we haven't used Vatsim yet to connect with the altitude we're going to be maintaining, we're going to skip this part real quick. So now that we're done with the hard part, the flight management computer is completely done. Now the next part, the next part is going to be to set our flaps to 1 and arm our speed brakes, and then next, you would normally manage with the transponder code, but we're not going to worry about that right now. And so now we can just turn on this, turn off the external pumper, that nice little noise. Fuel pumps all on, turn on those lights.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
So I'm pretty sure I forgot the fuel. Now, let's just look at it again. 6813. Here we go. And since you're done with this panel up here, you can just turn on the seatbelt sign. Next, you would contact Vatsim or the controllers and ask for clearance for push and start. But since we're not using Vatsim right now, and we will later in this video, we're gonna ignore that. And since we're not currently connected to the network or in a controlled airspace, we're pretty much just good to leave whenever. So next, what you want to do is turn off. So, you're gonna leave the parking brake on, and now we're good. So let's turn on. Nope, I'm gonna skip that. We're going straight to 30. Actually, I don't know what my altitude, cruising altitude, is gonna be. should show here. Okay, if it doesn't show, you can just always go back to sim brief. It's gonna be 39,000 feet. So that is our main altitude, our cruising altitude. Now, alright, so we're all good. Let's go back to the flight path. Let's go down to ground, pushback system, on, parking brake, off, all tug. So what I like to always do is check my VFR map to make sure we're all in like the area that we're supposed to be. And our runway we are taking off is 17 left. So we can go help and pull up something called charts. Let me pull it up real quick. Now I'll leave another description or link in the description again. So this is called Sky Vector. It's pretty needy when you're looking for some good charts. Let's just put this in. Alright, there we go. Now look at this. So we have we're going for 17 left. Don't know where that is. That is gonna be actually right here. Now let's go back to here. We are on terminal something. Now we're gonna be taxiing to, unfortunately, all the way over here on Echo and Delta. So we're going from Charlie November onto Echo Delta, holding short 17 left. Now we actually don't have to hold short because we're not connected to the network. We can just take off right away whenever we want. And since I don't have Addis information, I'll just type in 1023 MB. Alright, there we go. So our altimeter is all set. I'm gonna change this down. It just lines up the altimeter and the altitude. So it should be somewhere between 53460 and oh wait, I'm on the wrong altitude. Alright, we gotta change this drastically. It's gonna be 5.6 somewhere right here. So now our altimeter and altitude is matched up. Now let's call back to our pushback. And backwards we go. Now we're gonna be turning right, I believe, which is gonna turn our plane left, facing left. It's a real thing you need to learn how to do. Like left is not gonna be turning your plane facing left. It's gonna be turning your plane facing right. We're just gonna go right to left. And if you want to pick up the speed, you can just click on it. Make the speed faster if you're in a rush or something like that. Alright, let's just make sure our weather is on. And right about now, I'm gonna turn left or right. Let's do it a bit faster. Go. Now we can turn on IGN start and then engine 2. We're gonna wait for that to start up. There's the taxiway. This is gonna be Charlie November. Just the taxiway following on. Right. This direction. Really fast. And right about now. Waiting for. Right. Now we're good. We can turn on our fancy taxi lights. Turn all of these off right now. And then, yep, we just gotta wait. So this is gonna go up to 20% or 19 something. And then next we're gonna go into engine 1. And then we'll do some extra steps and make sure we're pretty much good for takeoff. Or good for taxiing. So now it says it's available, which means we can do engine 1. And we're gonna wait for this one to start. So it's just about to finish, and yep, there we go, it's available, which means we can turn off our APU bleed, and then our APU master switch, and that's back to normal. And make sure this is at 1, I don't know why it turned off. So we should be moving now. We're gonna rudders. Now, thing to know about the rudders, it's really janky, and it can get messed up easily. It requires a bit more force to put in, sometimes. You just gotta get used to it. Now we can remain at idle. Our plane's still gonna move. We don't have to adjust that. Now we are on the go. We're gonna make sure everything is set, ready for takeoff. It is. Now in this video, I'm only gonna be showing you how to take off. I'm not gonna be showing you a full route and ILS approach. That's for another video. And I'm still kind of a little puzzled on the ILS approach. But yeah, fly-by-wire A320 is really nothing to get scared about. It's really easy, and I think I'm on the wrong taxi. We're gonna go right through here, which is not allowed, but we don't care because we are not connected to the network. Well, also, the space is not controlled. And once we take off, we're gonna go straight to Vatsim. So let's just see here. Now, a good thing to know about taxiing is the yellow ribbon that you're going to be following all the way to the runway has to line up with this little display right here. It can't line up with this bezel. It has to line up with this display. And that's how you know that you're aligned with the ribbon or taxiway. And just to make sure we're aligned, just about. It's almost centered with it. So now we're going to be taxiing all the way down to here. We can close the VFR map because we don't need it for navigation anymore. And instead we can use a tool called Volenta. Now, if you don't know what Volenta is, it's basically not an extension, but just a tracker for all flights on Vatsim network. Explain, Flight Sim, works the Flight Sim X. Just connects everyone onto the same platform. And you can see where you are, you can see your landing performance, your takeoff performance. Pretty neat. I'll put another link in the description for Volenta. And just about to close on this runway, you can see it right over there. This one's gonna take quite a while to get to, actually. It's quite a run. Ooh, let's not get off track. I'm gonna go into reverse real quick to slow down our speed. Alright. Alright. So now, when taking off, I like to adjust my point of view. I get a bit stretched. That's how I land too. It gives you more FPM. Like, I average around negative 100, almost negative 50. Pretty decent landings. Now we're about to close in on the runway, so we can lower our speed, back into reverse. Or you can just click on just a parking brake, it'll stop the plane. Alright, well, let's make sure everything is set again. We forgot to turn on the lights, but not really mandatory right now because it's not dark outside. Actually, the lights look really, really cool. I think you only have to turn on display lights and pretty much everything that follows that. Ooh, you're not just Alright, so now we're going to be turning onto the runway. We're going to turn on our runway turn lights. Probably a bit too early, but who cares? And here we go. We are on the runway, or just about now. Turn. Oh, just about close on the turning. Okay, so normally at this point they'll ask you to line up and wait, or just take off after you hold short before getting onto here. So what we're going to do is turn on our landing lights, take off, And yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. Oh, forgot to lock the door. Nice noise. So, now we can go up to flex. Now, a thing to note of taking off, you have to pull up the landing gear right away, or it just won't retract. And that's annoying, because then you gotta restart your flight. Now, it may happen again, but we have to be really fast. Really fast. And then there's gonna be a little S right next to the knots we're going right now, and that's the time we're gonna retract our flaps. So we're still going, we're waiting until we get to 177. I don't know why it's not showing. Yep, it's right there, next to the little triangle. That's gonna be our takeoff. Now, if we're running out of runway, we can go ahead and just take off early. It's not gonna affect the plane, whatever. Just about now. Just about hitting the runway. Yep, pull up the landing gear. Make sure it's going up. There we go. We target and we just hit the S, so we're gonna hit that. Okay, so now that we are passing all the designated speeds, we're gonna go straight to 250. Plug that in. Turn on autopilot. Here, now we're gonna follow our route. Ooh, we're getting. Oh yeah, I forgot DCAS. Turn this. That and yeah, that would just go away. Should go away. No, we can just. There we go. So yeah, that's just basically how you shake off. It's everything is gonna go normal from now. When you get to your cruising altitude, you're gonna turn off all. Let's actually turn off these right now. Now, when you get to above 10,000 feet, turn off beacon and turn off strobe to auto. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, and then when you get cruising altitude, of course, turn off seatbelts. Something catch more. Well, I like to play around with this one too. It's fun. Oh, I forgot we can see the video. The video feed. Video feed of the little entrance to the cabin. That's pretty cool. Never noticed that. Alright. So now we can go down to climb, which is going to be our pretty much standard departure throttle level. There's the airport we just passed. So yeah, that's how you fly the fly-by-wire departure. Now you're just going to maintain that all the way until you get to, you know, arrive and stuff. So I will be posting a full tutorial on how to follow star routes and star arrivals, and it's really confusing. You have to get used to it. And controllers on Vatsim, they're going to be asking you go on to the hotel arrival. You're going to be going on to that arrival, descending on that arrival, and there's a whole chart for it. So let's head over to the Vatsim tutorial. Alright, so now that we're going on to the Vatsim tutorial, there's going to be a lot of information you'll need to know. So head over to the Vatsim website, link in the description again. Alright, so when you get to the Vatsim homepage, you're going to have to log in. It's going to be different. Now, you have to make an account. It's like 1, 2, 3. It's pretty easy. You'll get an ID, and you can save it to your computer, and that's basically your username, or your second username. Now, since I'm not a new member of Vatsim, I can't really sign in again, or sign up. And when you sign up, you're going to be following a couple of instructions to pretty much get ready for Vatsim. Now, in order to get into Vatsim, you need to complete the new members orientation test. And that I can't show you it because it's a secure test and there's a bunch of things you need to know. So when going over to that, I have no idea. It might be in pilot training. No, it's not. Learning center. Oh yeah, so new members orientation course. It's gonna look like this, and you just. Oh my god, it's internet's so slow. and then just go over here, part 1, and yeah, you just follow all these. Here's all those flight sims that runs with. Just all the instructions, and you kind of just read through parts 1 through 4 or 5, or I don't know, however long it was, and you have to read pretty well because there's a lot of things you need to know, like pattern working and stuff. So once you're done with that, you can download vPilot. Let's get. But you have to complete a test too at 80% or higher, and then you can download vPilot, Vatsim, and get into or verify your account. And this is vPilot. vPilot is the server you'll be connecting to when this is mine. This is mine. Alright, yeah, this is vPilot. Basically it is all the stuff you need to do and connect to the server like this. That's my call sign, by the way. And download right here. It's gonna say Microsoft doesn't recognize this file. Just ignore it. It does. You're just lying. It's not a virus. Verified by a lot of people. Now, when connecting, you can put a call sign. If you're an airline, you're gonna do something like United, UAL, and a bunch of numbers. So give your number. And if you're doing something like a pattern working flight, you can do like, I don't know, just random letters of the photonic alphabet. I usually do Charlie November Bravo X-ray, which is something I can remember. Now we're not gonna be connecting right now because it's gonna say our flight is not loaded. Flight plan. Here's all the fun things you need to do to make sure you're connected to the network. I always for if you're doing like a VFR flight, just click VFR. Departure airport. It's always gonna be something that's online right now. Usually Philadelphia is online, so I'm just gonna go to here. Boston's not online, so CLT. And yeah, whatever you get from SimBrief, you just import it here. Same with the routing. Let me go to SimBrief real quick. Our routing is gonna be this. Let's copy and paste it. It's gonna be just like that. And remarks is basically telling the controllers what they want or what you want. Holy crap. What? Like, you're just telling them what to know about you. I always just say, just go a bit slow. And don't talk like machine gun. And get out of that and go to settings and go down to audio. Make sure your audio is like all nice and neat like this. And disable ATC audio effects. It's a lifesaver because sometimes, or if not all the time, the audio effect is going to be really strainy, glitchy, and you turn it off. It's nice and smooth audio coming through you and the controller. Now, other than that, you're pretty much done with vPilot. So let's go over to Vatsim. Now, this is probably the most useful tool for Vatsim. Vatsim is a massive worldwide map where you can see every controller that's online. So you never ever have to go into an airport and find out all the controllers are offline. Now just download again. It's gonna say that Microsoft doesn't recognize this file, but you can just ignore it. This is Vatsim, and these are all the controllers that are online now. Clearly, KDAN is not online. I can just ignore that. But Philadelphia is also offline. But PCLT, Charlotte Douglas International, is online. And this is the busiest airport in like America alone. Or same with JFK. So I would avoid the eastern side. And same with California, very busy too. A nice airport I recommend is Portland International in Oregon. Now this airport has really nice controllers, and they will be there to help you when they're not busy. So you can ask questions to them, and they'll help you throughout the way. Same with Philadelphia, which should be around right here. Philadelphia will practically help you with anything you need to get help with. Now, going into Vatsim, I wouldn't really recommend you not know what to do with your aircraft. You should probably know what almost every control is before you hop in. Now, when you're asking for help, like how to turn on APU starter, they're not going to be able to help you with that. And they will just say, get off the network or kick you off. Sometimes when you don't know what to say on the network and you're in a busy airspace, busy airport, they will yell at you. And they can sometimes ban you or report you to supervisors and ban you. And that's not what anyone wants. And you can't make a new account. You're just banned off Vatsim forever. So to avoid that, you have to know what you're talking about. So, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step process to Vatsim. I'm going to be avoiding all the pattern working because I don't really never help you learn. That way you can do that too. There's plenty of videos on the internet to show you how to do some pattern working. It's just a way to get used to talking to hundreds of people on the network. So let's find an airport that is somewhat busy but not busy-ish. And let's go through the little boxes with the letters in them. So let's go over to KCOC that's Atlanta. No, let's go over to Atlanta because they got everything. This A means ATIS report. It's gonna be to give you all the weather information, the wind information, the altimeter, and that's going to be connected to a thing called information with whatever letter of the photonic alphabet would be. For example, information Bravo, information India, information X-ray. That's depicting towards an ATIS report or weather report. Tower is what controls finalized landings, getting like a full-on departure from a runway, yada yada yada. Also, there's something called the top-down method on Vatsim. Let's say the delivery and ground control is offline. Tower will control everything the ground control would control. And then that's same with centers. This is a center. This little blue outline of a shadish gray in the middle. That is the center. They will control everything in them. Unless say you need a taxi, but tower is offline, but center is, you contact them and they will give you instructions what to do, or just following your standardized instrument departure. Now, this little G is ground control. I already explained that. They control the taxiways, and D is requesting IFAR clearance or VFR clearance. Now, this little cyan circle surrounding the premise is a approach and departure, and that is above the tower. Now let's explain the top-down method. A is all the way below. A is the lowest thing. D is the next thing, which is delivery. G is on top of delivery. T is on top of ground. And then arrival and departure is on top of tower. And center is on top of arrival and departure. So that is, as explained, that's by so and same goes for the European side or any other part of the world. European ATC is a bit different though. Alright, let's close out of this and this and over to Flight Sim. Now since we're in Microsoft Flight Sim, we can go over to let's create a flight plan actually. Load up VatSpy again. Let's take a look at the airports we have available. For a quick and easy flight, I'd say we should do something like how about DCA CLT? Oh, don't do that. So with SimBrief, create a new flight plan. KDCA, KCLT, UAL 2. A320, Neo, fly-by-wire, or you can just do it regular. You don't have to do fly-by-wire. You can do whatever damn plane you want. It just doesn't matter. So this is looking at a 58-minute flight. Nothing too shabby. And now let's get down there. Now, take something into note. ECA has only its tower and ATIS online. No arrival, no center. No, and since we're going for the top-down method, tower is going to control ground delivery and ATIS. ATIS just has its own controller online. So since the center is offline, we're gonna be on Unicom. Unicom is the frequency 122.800. And what Unicom is, it's just something where all pilots across the uncontrolled airspace will connect with each other and tell them where they are, and it's so they can avoid each other and still basically just manage their own self air traffic control. It's pretty needy, pretty helpful. So let's go over to DCA. It's gonna be the Washington or Ronald Reagan Washington. So before we get into this, we're gonna have to write down everything they will tell us, because those controllers are really strict, or sometimes really strict, and they will go fast. And if you keep asking for repeats because you don't know what they said, you might have a bit of a trouble and you get kicked off. Get a pencil, and a paper, a whiteboard, an iPad, whatever you want to write down whatever they're going to say. Now we're going to be asking for IFR clearance, instrument flight rules clearance. Write down CRAFT. This is craft, the craft method for IFR. C is the clearance, R is route or route, A is altitude, F is frequency, T is transponder code or squawk code. And every little thing they're going to say, we're going to put that down. Sometimes you might miss something, but you can just ask for a repeat. They won't mind. Now let's put on our gate. We're going to do gate 28. Now we have to say this. Gate 28 is actually. That is a fast guy. Now we're not putting down our arrival or departure yet. We're just doing our gate as our departure. Now let's put on our call sign too, so we don't forget it. And now we're pretty much ready to go to write down whatever junk they say us to write down. You're also gonna need the same supplies when they're telling you the runway and taxiways. I'm gonna show you how to follow those taxiways too. So get ahead, load in, get the pilot set up. I'm just gonna be connecting to the network right about now. I should disconnect. I have to go change my call sign. UAL 132. A320. It's gonna give you a whole list of airplanes. Do A320. Boom. Cell call code. Ignore it. You don't need it. Flight plan. JDCA. That's what we could keep that same. Get rid of the routing. Flight first. I'm gonna put this over on my second monitor. Alright. Let's write down everything. Let's copy and paste our information from SimBrief. I put it. And here is our information. And then our altitude is going to be 38,000 feet. They might give us a different one, but we're just going to put it into flight plan for now. And yeah, this is all the information we need. And our fuel available, I would just do something like, we did 24 hours. Boom. We're done. Now, our aircraft is off, so let's turn it on real quick. Turn the power. Just gonna speed this through real quick, not doing a walkthrough, that was a deal.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Alright. And over to the flight pad. And yeah, so we're gonna just make sure it's all imported. Here's our information, yada yada yada. And let's turn these. Okay, now I'm gonna wait for the APU to go to 100%. And I'm gonna get started. So we can call them for a radio check right now. What this is, we're gonna make sure they know we're online and they know we are online. So it's gonna be 119.1. Actually, let's call on. So I'm from. Wow, that is a lot of information. Let's look for the address 2976. That in? Alright. Ooh, no, let's not do that. Information Foxtrot. We're gonna put that on our whiteboard or whatever you're using. And you don't need to click on the little voice where it goes through everything. You just double click on the haters. Now I'm gonna do 119.1 for the tower. Now it's gonna get very voicey. We just gotta go with the flow, get in line, and talk. Oh, also, on settings on vPilot, make sure in push to talk it's on push to talk. You never want to be talking without push to talk on. Now I'll just do it on a button I can hold down and talk with them. Something simple. And so their frequency will be, just turn this right about there. So before we connect, let's this. Boom. Boom. Alright, I'm gonna put this on the flight time real quick. Okay. Whatever, don't care. Let's block fuel. Oh, let's not do that. 5, 6, 9. Page. Taking off one flaps. It's 5. And there we go. Boom. Flight plan. Now, I'm gonna be putting in a runway, even though they haven't assigned me a runway yet, just so we can have a routing down. 26 right. There is no 26 right. Oh wait, wrong. 19 is wrong. This is gonna be Scram 6. Oh, with the glance transition. Insert destination arrival 18 left on the Chelsea 5 arrival. And Chelsea 5. Alright, cool. So now we can give them a nifty radio check. So let's go ahead and call them up. Switch to frequency right here. Now we're about to hear some voices. Since we don't hear any right now, we'll contact them. Gotta make sure what my calls, I just forgot. Alright, let's check we're connected with them. 119.1. 1. Start. United 132 radio check.
Loud and clear.
That means they just cleared us and they can hear us. They got some background noise, which is okay because that's something we need to worry about. So now the next step is the big stuff. Go ahead and write down.
Finished all aircraft. Washington Tower is now closing. Are there any last requests?
Oh, we got a request right now. Actually, can I have IFR clearance from Ronald Reagan, Washington to Charlotte Douglas?
Aircraft calling, say call sign.
United 132.
United 132. Clear to Charlotte Airport, Scram 6 departure, blank transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure offline, squawk 3736.
Okay, now we're going to repeat that on our craft procedure. Clear to Charlotte via the Scram 6 departure, as filed, and following our SID, departure frequency is offline, squawk 3736, United 132.
United 132, read back correct.
Alright, so I read back this correct.
Finished all aircraft, Washington Tower is now closing. United 132, you can monitor Unicom 122.8.
Alright, so switching to Unicom 122.8, United 132.
Are there any other aircraft on this frequency?
So unfortunately, the guy is going away, but we have our IFR clearance to Charlotte. Now, basically, I'm gonna give a little voice interaction of what they would say next. So once you have your IFR clearance placed down and in, we're gonna be following the Scram 6 departure, which we have already placed down. I believe, yep, right there. And then we're following the SID, which means we're going on our own route. Yeah, we have sheet. Since our transponder code, which they gave us, is the squawk, clear this out. 3736. Turn this on. Turn this standby to TA. Alright. Decision 1. Armed.
American 2134, we're making a left turn to Fergie to start the river visual 19. Watching traffic.
Alright. So basically, that's how you get started with the IFR clearance. It's really the hardest part of talking. Next, you're gonna ask, or if they say push and start on your own discretion, which means you don't have to ask and you just line up with the runway, or no, not the runway, the taxiway, and you just ask for permission to taxi. So next, you would be like, United 142 can requesting push and start, and they will say, push and start, sure, whatever, do that, and you're gonna be turning on the engines. So do that. Basically, you're just gonna turn on both of these guys, whatever, and let's not do that. And now we can
Short final 19 left.
That's not a random. Ignore those guys. And now we are pretty much good with the IFR clearance and the push and start. Next, we get onto the taxiway, like right there. We asking for something. United 142 ready for taxi, and they would say, follow runway. What was my runway? Follow runway 19 via, I don't know, X-ray, Delta, Bravo. Yeah, you pretty much just write the letter that matches to that. You gotta know what the photonic alphabet is. I would recommend you research that. Look up a chart. Memorize the alphabet. Yeah, that's pretty much how you ask for that. Everything else is just pretty easy. They'll tell you to switch to a heading for takeoff, and then kind of just take off. Yeah. So, since my time is running out, I'll be leaving a part 2 where some guy is online. I'll be redoing most of this, and also in the part 2, I'll be explaining how to do an ILS approach, cruising, and of course, what was it? Texting to the runway. So, hopefully this video on IFR clearances, get started with Vatsim, and the fly-by-wire instructions was helpful. Peace out.